Y'all, when are they just going to quit with the lies? Aren't we sick and tired of it? The media is blowing up right now. President Trump's statement about NATO, saying he was going to make them pay up. It's not something he just said to the NATO countries out there right now. It's something he already said. Well, think about the IRS. Are they going to come after you if you don't pay up? Yes. Or your electric, it gets shut off if you don't pay up. So Trump telling this to other NATO countries and them throwing it off like he's threatening our allies is totally false. Or if not 100% false, at least spinning the truth, which is sometimes even worse, fake news. And what was the end result to him saying that to other countries? Your taxes went down. America didn't have to pay for their wars, like Biden and company is doing right now to Ukraine, who weren't even in NATO to begin this thing. And he's making us pay for it, over $200 billion. Let that sink in. And they want to attack that for some reason? Come on, man. And I'm going to show you right here with the full context of what Trump said, and let me know what you think. And then I'll show you what the media is saying, because it's starting to get ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. Republicans do this crap too. And it really gets me when they take one little thing and they try to make something it's not out of it for fear. They want to scare you. They want to scare Americans. But I've never seen a president like Donald Trump. His delivery is wrong, or is it straightforward, straight up? And he doesn't got time to play games with delivery. You either give it to him the way it is, or you don't give it to him at all. And that's the thing about this snowflake world out there. They can't take the reality of the situation, and they need things powder puffed. They need to be pandered to. And Trump is not going to do that, and he doesn't do it with other nations. So just think about your government. They'll have no problem coming after Americans for, say, PIP or EIDL loans or things like that. They'll take your house. They'll take your kids if they got to. Well, maybe not their kids. I don't want to get too carried away, but they'll take everything you got and they'll let you know it. But when Trump tells another country, we'll take away your defense and other countries can come in and take all they want from you, then it's wrong. So let's watch this together and get it in full context and let me know what you think down below.
No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
Now, the White House quickly responded to Mr. Trump's comment, saying, in part, encouraging invasions of our closest allies by murderous regimes is appalling and unhinged, and it endangers American national security, global stability, and our economy at home. Mr. Trump also angered his Republican rival, Nikki Haley. That's after questioning the whereabouts of her husband, Michael Haley.
In recent days, those stakes have risen. And that's because the former president has sent a dangerous and shockingly, frankly, un-American signal to the world. Just a few days ago, Trump gave an invitation to Putin to invade some of our allies, NATO allies. He said if an ally didn't spend enough money on defense, he would encourage Russia to, quote, do whatever the hell they want, end of quote. Can you imagine a former president of the United States saying that? The whole world heard it. The worst thing is he means it. No other president in our history has ever bowed down to a Russian dictator. Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I never will. For God's sake, it's dumb, it's shameful, it's dangerous, it's un-American. When America gives us word, it means something. When we make a commitment, we keep it. And NATO is a sacred commitment. Donald Trump looks at this as if it's a burden. When he looks at NATO, he doesn't see the alliance that protects America and the world. He sees a protection racket. He doesn't understand that NATO is built on fundamental principles of freedom, security, and national sovereignty. Because for Trump, principles never matter. Everything is transactional. He doesn't understand that the sacred commitment we've given works for us as well. In fact, I would remind Trump and all those who would walk away from NATO, Article 5 has only been invoked once, just once in our NATO history. And it was done to stand with America after we were attacked on 9/11.
A short clip on the media there, and then Joe Biden coming in and saying his 2 cents. Now, there's a lot more media outlets out there just giving that one little clip, that one little piece again, and then spinning it over in a much worse way than that media outlet did that I just showed you. But I'm just going to go with what I've showed you. Now, we noticed Biden said just the other day, Trump issued a dangerous statement when Trump actually issued this statement when he was president. And we never got into a war then. But let me show you the full context of what Trump just said a couple days ago in the South Carolina rally. so that real news can get out there. I can't believe we've got to have podcasts like this. People, citizens coming out with the real news instead of the mainstream media giving us the real deal, the truth in a whole. But I'm going to give you now the full context of what President Trump said at the rally, and you tell me if this is dangerous for the United States or is it good. Here we go. Roll it.
Billions of dollars. So Nikki may have started her career in South Carolina, but she's now 100% the candidate of Wall Street and the war machine. She wants to go to war with everybody. She wants to kill people. Countries that don't want us there. Countries that don't want us there. We're all over the place. We took a lot of it out. They don't want us there. It costs us billions and billions and trillions of dollars. And I just put a truth out. Is everybody, I hope, on truth? It's the greatest. David, you're on truth? I just put it out. They want to give like almost $100 billion to a few countries. $100 billion. And I said, and I'm telling you this is breaking news. We have breaking news. I said, why do we do this? If you do, you give them not $100 billion. You give it to them as a loan. It's called a loan. Give them the money. And if they can pay it back, they pay it back. If they can't pay it back, they don't have to pay it back because, you know, they've got some problems. But if they go to another nation, they drop us like a dog, like a female drops a male after a date because he doesn't like her, right? If that happens to our country, then very simply, we call the loan and we say we want our money because we give money and then they go to another side. As an example, let's say we give all this money. We were already into Ukraine for over $200 billion. And they could make a deal with Russia in the next 3 weeks, and all of a sudden they don't want to deal with us anymore. We've given hundreds of billions of dollars. And why are we at over $200 billion? And the European nations are, if you add them up, it's a very similar sized economy. They're at $25 billion. So we're at 200 plus, and it affects them much more. We have a thing called an ocean between us, right? It affects them much more. But we're at 200, they're at 250. I did the same thing with NATO. I got them to pay up. NATO was busted until I came along. I said, everybody's going to pay. They said, well, if we don't pay, are you still going to protect us? I said, absolutely not. They couldn't believe the answer. And everybody, you never saw more money pour in to Secretary General Stoltenberg. Well, I don't know if he is anymore, but he was my biggest fan. He said, all these presidents came in, they'd make a speech, they'd leave, and that was it. And they all owed money. And they wouldn't pay it. I came in, I made a speech, and I said, you got to pay up. They asked me that question. One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills. And the money came flowing in. And Henry would know this. If I said, yes, I will, you don't have to pay. Yes, I will. Most politicians have said to that, yes, we will protect you under any circumstance. Well, then they're never paying up. I said, no, you have to understand, you don't pay your bills, you get no protection. It's very simple. Hundreds of billions of dollars came into NATO, and that's why they have money today, because of what I did. And then I hear that they like Obama better. They should like Obama better. You know why? Because he didn't ask for anything. We were like the stupid country of the world, and we're not going to be the stupid country of the world any longer. We're not going to be. Got bad under this guy. So he now wants to send them $50, $60 billion. I have to say one thing. I think the greatest salesman ever in history is Zelensky. And I like Zelensky because during the hoax of, the impeachment hoax, they said I made a threatening phone call to him. And when they asked him, he said, no, it wasn't threatening. It was a very nice call. He could have played to the bandwagon. He didn't do that. He told the truth. So I like Zelensky, but that war's got to end. We can make a deal on that war. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to get that war ended. That war is a disaster. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are being killed, far more than you're reading about. And you notice you don't hear about that war anymore. You know why? Because they're not doing well, that's why. Because the fake news is totally bought in, and now they're saying this is not working out. No, we got to get that war settled, and I'll get it settled. It would have never happened with Putin. It would have never happened. And by the way, it didn't happen for 4 years. It didn't happen. We'll get it settled. But we're fighting for the people of our country. We're going to stop that war. We're going to stop other wars that are happening.
So what was the bigger story here? Trump wants to take us out of war. He wants to end the war. He wants to end all the wars. That would have been the bigger story in my book. That would have been the more that mattered to Americans. Or what's the bigger story? Trump's going to make those countries pay up for the wars. We're not going to be paying for the whole thing. Money we're not going to get back. Your money. Or is the bigger story, Trump told other countries to pay up or we're not going to protect them. But he definitely didn't encourage anybody to go attack him. He encouraged people to pay him, I think. But that's just my opinion. And I'm allowed to have my opinion because I did my research and I'm sharing it with you so that you can have your opinion made up of all the facts so that you can do your research. And if I'm wrong, so be it. If I'm right, so be it. But at least give us the whole story so that we can make up our own minds. We're smarter than they think we are. And I'm noticing a big trend where when the Democrats don't have anything, they make things up and they do it like that. Republicans do it too, but they're not nearly as good at it. But it's not all about what I think. It's about what we all think, what you think, what the people across from you think, what the world thinks when they have all the facts at hand. Then we can make a educated decision on who we're going to choose for the next election. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this helped. I hope you all like and subscribe. I love you all. I'm praying for you. And no matter what happens, I trust my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He's going to take care of all these things in the bigger picture. And that's where my faith lies. Anyway, let me know where your faith lies and let me know what you think. Did Trump encourage other countries to invade our allies, or did he just explain to the people, this is what I do, and I do it for you? I don't know. You do. Down below. Thanks again for watching, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.